the other day, somebody asked me this question. I was a little surprised, actually. I said, well, as a former student who found his calling, what would you say to people who are trying to find theirs? And I go, wow. Well, in my case, I don't think I really found anything, to be blunt about it. Here's what I've come to understand. Luck or coincidence or whatever thing you want to use is what happens to you when the fates, when the gods, when destiny gets tired of waiting for you to wake up and get it. It isn't any more complex than that. So many years ago, destiny got tired of waiting for me to wake up. And so I was at the airport. Funny place for a mystical experience. I was at the airport on the way to a rugby tournament, Monterey, California. And the book that I'd been reading, I realized, oh crap, I left it on the bedside table. I don't have anything to do on the plane. And I'm not one of these guys that can stare out the window for a few hours. So I, of course, went to the bookstore. And you've all been to the airport bookstore, you know what it is. There's the thrillers and the spies and the westerns and the bodice rippers and, some biographies and histories and whatnot. Well, here I am looking at this wall of books, and I know it's going to sound strange, but suddenly this book literally started talking to me. I mean, I could hear it in my head. And at first I thought, what the hell's that? That's, what's going on here? And I went and grabbed it, and it was called The Ultimate Athlete by a guy named George Leonard. And it's a big, long, fantastic story about what happened from that moment on. But the point is, I didn't necessarily discover or find anything. It found me. And for some of us, that'll happen to you too. You just have to be alert to it. But for others, I learned an axiom. We crafted this, and we work with people who are struggling with this question. I'm like, what is my calling? What's my purpose? What's going on? What's going on here? And the answer is, think of it this way. Some of it you're given. That's to say you didn't have a choice about being born or where you were born or how you were born and the family you were born into. Some of it you're given. Some of it you've got to claim for yourself. Right? So in the end, it doesn't really matter how you got born. That you got born matters, because there's too many stories of people who had horrendous circumstances in their lives and turned them completely around and became things that if you look back 20 years, you never would have gotten like, oh, no. But they do it, right? And they do it because they decide they're going to claim their destiny. And that's the thing that you've got to be willing to do. You've got dished up something, whatever it is you got it. The rest of it you got to claim. Doesn't matter where you're starting from, you got to claim it. Right? Now what we do is show you how to do it. Right? That's the key bit. It's one thing to say, well, you got to claim it, go do it. But if you don't know what to do, it makes it a little more challenging. I took the hard road, which is to say, I learned the hard way. I didn't have any guides. I bumped and stumbled and screwed up, dramatically. But in the end, it's enabled me to A, be who I am, and B, give back to you all the things that I've learned over 40 years of doing this.